Good morning. I'm here with my car, and the inspection is due yesterday, and I have to replace the brakes in order to get it inspected. And I don't know if you can tell, but the brakes are completely shot. So it just started grinding yesterday. So ironically, that's when I noticed that the inspection was due. So got to replace the brakes. So I'm going to go through real quick and show you how I do it. And as you can tell, just like always, it is snowing out. So everywhere is just snow. This sucks. So, and that's how it always is. You gotta work on your car. It rains, snows, sleets, it's cold, and I'm not wearing a jacket because I want to get this done quick. Alright, set that up there really quick just to give you a show on how I do this. So buy a 4-way. These things are the best. I always loosen up the wheels. Nope. And I don't loosen them all the way. I don't take the bolts out all the way right now because you're gonna probably need it. We'll get the other side real. Okay. It's important not to take them all the way out though in case the car drops. So if you take them out, and all of a sudden the wheel will fly, it'll just fall forward on you. It's not good. Or you can wind up snapping off one of your bolts. I have the emergency brake on, so I'm not worried about the car rolling. Of course, I got snow inside of it now. See, snow sucks. And a gravel driveway sucks too. Make sure you don't lose these bolts because like I said, a gravel driveway is horrible. So what I normally do is take them out as much as possible. As soon as you get all those bolts out, you can open up this kit and these are just standard Napa brakes. I'm not buying anything special. Give you something to sit on in case you want it. And one of the things I always do is pop the hood. Like I said, I'll show you real quick. I pop the hood and then I take off the reservoir cap for the brake fluid. So basically what's going to happen is when I get the piston off, I'm going to squeeze it and that's going to push that fluid up, but then you won't have to bleed it. Put this down in a nice place so the dog doesn't run it over. Okay, so I had to grab some more tools. Now I don't remember what size these were that hold these on, so I'm gonna have to guess. I'm guessing it's either 12 or 13 millimeter. Got my Cobalt tools still. They are no good. That's smaller than that. So here's a 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter works. I really don't. I don't recommend Cobalt tools. I can't get rid of them yet, so I still use them. Okay. That one's loose. And all I'm doing is taking off the caliper so I can get the brakes off. And I am freezing my tail off right now. It was like -6 degrees a couple days ago, and it's supposed to be cold again this weekend, so I don't want this to take too long. So unfortunately I need the brakes done now. It's always a crisis. Alright, I think that's out. Yeah, it just keeps on trying to tighten it. Okay, so most of that's out. Rocket, or get something big to put in there. Holy crap. Yeah, so once I started to pull the pads off, you can see they're destroyed. Oh my god, these things are really bad. So here's the other side. I mean, that's almost to metal. Yeah, and you can see this one. You can't get any closer to metal than that. So that's literally, that thing will flake right off. Yeah, that's as close as you can get without catching metal. So the rotors are still good, amazingly. And now all I gotta do is put these things back on. I am in a hurry, so I'm not gonna play around with these silly things. Just gotta remember how to put them on. There's that one. So you can see the difference in thickness. It's quite a difference, isn't it? Yeah, I drive my cars until they die. And this one has 160,000 miles on it. My other Civic has 206,000, I think. 210. The Pilot has 100 and something on it. But we just bought a new car today, so. Here's this thing. So you just basically get a good grip on it and squeeze it in. I don't know if you can see it from there, but the piston is going in. Not easily, but it's going. If it doesn't move, then that means you got a problem. You don't want a problem. So the boot looks good. Boot doesn't look bad. And then that just should slide right back on. Of course, this there we go. And doesn't want to go on right. For some reason that does not want to go in the way it should. we go. Just tapped it out. If I wasn't freezing, I'd be working on this a little bit slower, but I'm in a hurry. Okay, that one's going in. Inches the right size either, though. I'm just holding that one piece in so it doesn't move, because this thing could rip the boot just from spinning. So as you notice, I did not bleed the brake, and neither do I have to. So that's one side. So the one side is done, got the new brakes in, and can now pop on the tire. Yeah, two things to invest in though is a four-way and real tires. Don't buy those. Don't keep those crappy donuts in your car. They're horrible. These four-ways are really awesome. It's a lot better than trying to spin it with those silly little ones that come with the car. And again, I'm not a mechanic. I just know a little bit about cars. So this could be done by anybody. So drop that down, tighten these fully. One more time. Okay, bring this over to the other side. Let's put this down here so I have something to put my stuff in. Let you get a better look at the brakes. See what I mean about the, looks like metal on metal. This is still pretty smooth. The inside, you can feel it from in here. It still doesn't feel bad. So, again, I'm not a mechanic, but I know enough to know that I can get this stuff done by myself. And let's see. Hopefully you can see that okay. Yeah, I bought one of the, it's a Sony Share in Sport, Play in Sport little camera. Bought that several years ago. That's what I'm playing this on. It's an actual really, really great camera. I think it was a little over 100 bucks, 160 maybe, and definitely well worth it. It's for wet, dry, shockproof, all that good stuff. And this thing's spinning on me, so can't have it spin. Everything breaks down in the cold though. Why is that? Fact is, I wouldn't even fix it right now. I'd just drive a different car. But I got one car got crashed. So one car is in the shop. The other car is being used by my mother-in-law because her truck is a piece of crap. And we're buying another vehicle. We actually already bought the vehicle today. And God, come on. See, the first ones always go smooth. It's always the second ones that cause the problems. There we go. There we go. Stupid Cobalt tools keep going in reverse on me. Okay, good. Now, like I did last time, you just basically get up underneath get into here. So get your tool in between these two things and you can just pry this up and then it'll pop right out. So whenever you can get the pry open. Just make sure you don't break this cable, which I've never done it before, so I don't know. If you break it, you're pretty damn badass. So see, it taps. So it's getting pretty loose now. Get that bolt out of the way so I don't lose it. And the other one. Okay. And as you see with that brake pad again, that is shot. Holy crap. And then so you can see why it was. Yeah, that's almost, there's a little bit of metal going on there. Glad I caught it. It was bad. And then this is still smooth. So you can see from it being wet or whatever else, it's still smooth. So that's the scary part. If that thing was busted, then you have to replace the rotors too, which, as you've seen in the other video with the Pilot, it's not a hard job. Just trying to get underneath there. One hand is hard. Man, you can see it flaking off. Oh, come on. There we go. Wow, check that out. It's just flaking. Yeah, these brakes were definitely no good. There's the other piece to it right here. Yeah, these brakes were completely shot. But as you can see though, I mean, the rotor's still good. The rotors, they're 20 bucks. So they're not hard, they're not expensive. They're just a pain in the butt to get off. You got to take off this arm, which is like a 14 millimeter in the back, right back there. So right here, but it's not a hard job to do. It's just a pain in the butt. And I work full time, go to school full time, got kids, got everything else. I don't have time to be playing around with, you know, rotors and everything else right now. So I just got to replace what I have to. And put those on real quick. Yeah, like I said before, the sequence is important. So these little grooves, they slide right into, real easy. So, and that's it for that. The back, the one that goes in the back, normally has the Whistler tab on it. So you just gotta find the groove that it goes into and slide them both in, like that. That's how it goes on. And then let's see if I can hold this when I crunch it. What is my wrench? Okay. So I cannot see what I'm doing. I doubt you can too. But the object is, you got this piston here. You have to be able to grab it. Ideally, if I had a bigger wrench, I'd do a better job. You have to grab it and squeeze it. And as you can see, it moving in. So that is basically it. Try not to destroy the boot, because you do need the boot. If that boot gets damaged, then it's going to rust on the inside, and then you're going to have a problem with your caliper freezing up on you. So the boot's going to be okay. So you don't want to pinch it or anything. So, and these things have little springs in there, so they're not springs, but whatever. You slide it in, and that's it. All I have to do is put these two bolts back on. It's amazing how easily these things come apart. Just put these two bolts in. These are 12 millimeter. And then one down at the bottom here. Yep, so I'll tighten those down, and then I'll show you how, or the rest of what I do after I'm done with that. Alright, I was going to show you, just got the tire back on. So, and here's that reservoir. And if you see, there's still brake fluid in there. So all you do is put the reservoir back on, tighten it down. Yep, and that should hold. Just put the tools away. Lower this. Hey, it doesn't want to shut. Okay, hood's down. And then I'll show you what I do. You gotta get in. Start up the car. So everything looks good. Let's turn that off. So basically, if I press on the brake, which is right down there, it's going to hit the floor. See? So that's normal. Hit it again, it's a little tighter. Hit it again, a little tighter, so on. And now you can look, and it's now the calipers are completely against the brakes like they're supposed to be. So now I got full brakes. See, and that's why I don't bleed them. So, and if you watch, take a little ride. Since I live in the woods, I don't have to worry about it too much. Drive, slam on the brakes, and they work. Yep, I have no problems with brakes right now. It's a good thing living in the woods, because if I didn't have any brakes, at least I'd be able to use the emergency brakes. Drive a little faster, so I'm up to 22 miles an hour, pressing the brakes, and the car stops. That's basically it. So I now have functioning brakes. Cost me $22 for the brakes, and it took me a half hour to play around with it and do it. So if you don't play around, you can get it done in about 20 minutes. Car runs decent. I've never had to replace the exhaust. Never did a timing belt on it yet, surprisingly. It has, if you look down there, 160,000 miles. So the car is definitely put its worth in. Not a bad little car. Also, here's a rental car that we have. It's a Chevy, because the other cars, you know, like I said, the Pilot is smashed. This thing, I don't know what it's called, the Chevy what. It looks okay. Captiva. I wouldn't buy one. Where it downshifts and then it tries to get traction and all that stuff. Can't even get up the damn driveway. So you got a little bit of ice in the driveway and then you're stuck because it keeps spinning. So, I don't know.